Your conference is being recorded.
Hi and welcome. My name is Bo. I'm the representative with Identifix for the Direct Shop Elite program. The purpose of this video is to give you a basic overview over the Direct Shop Elite program and show you how everything works. Direct Shop Elite is a actual software. It's hardwired in your shop. It's not a cloud-based system, which means you can still run it even if your Wi-Fi goes down. Only features that incorporate Wi-Fi, such as parts ordering, integration with, say, a QuickBooks or text messaging and emailing customers, would go down in periods where your Wi-Fi is out. So to launch your Direct Shop Elite program, all you need to do is click on the program icon. And what we're viewing here is the quick menu screen. Now this is your back end. Your main day-to-day operations will take place on this screen, Repair Shop, where it has a color-coded work in progress schedule for you, where you can check on things that are in progress and need to be worked on. Now you can see here we have color indicators on the Repair Shop menu screen, where it shows you what each color means. So if something is gray, it's 2 or more days to the promise date. If something is this green color, it was promised as of yesterday. 1 hour to promise will be this yellow color. Past promise is purple. Complete is this turquoise color as well. Now, one thing that is cool about marking something as complete is it will trigger a text message response to your customer, letting them know to pick that up. And we'll go further into that as I demonstrate how to create a repair ticket. Now, creating a repair ticket is super easy. You have a few options. To start off, I like to go to New Repair. I like to click on New Customer. And the reason why I click on New Customer is so I can use this field to the left here to search for duplicate opportunities. Now, if you do create a record for an existing customer and you have 2 records for one customer, you do have the ability and controls to merge an account. So it's not a big deal. So I'm going to use this 2010 Audi A4 in my example, and I'm going to click on Use Selected Vehicle. You have a few options after you click Use Selected Vehicle. You can schedule it for later on your schedule. You can do inspection only. Now we have 2 versions of inspections on our program. We have a tablet mobile phone version, which allows you to do a digital inspection, take pictures, or we can have a inspection sheet print out on the back of your work order for a paper point inspection. Next is Start Repair with the selected vehicle, which we'll click on in a second. And the other one is Start Repair without vehicle, in case you want to create an invoice that's not related to a repair. Let's click on Start Repair with selected vehicle. What we're witnessing here is just a failsafe within our system. It's saying you have 2 open tickets for this exact vehicle. That's fine because this is a demo environment. The next screen we'll see is a note. You can leave internal notes on your computer that your customer can't see, and you can use this perhaps in an accounting situation where maybe something was promised on the next visit and or the customer may have wrote a bad check, or you've had a bad experience collecting money from this customer, so you want the person that's writing the ticket up to be aware of that. Now I'm going to close out of this by clicking Close. And now we're on a blank ticket. A few things about a ticket here. You have a lot of options here. It's built to be aesthetically easy on your eyes. You have 6 ways to add things to a repair ticket. You can go to Quick, import a code from inventory and add it to a ticket. So I'm going to try 5W30, I believe, right? And that will add a conventional oil from my inventory to the ticket. It will keep track of your inventory as you're adding things from inventory on tickets. Now you have package, which will have your canned jobs, pre-made templates for you. And these are pretty simple. All you have to do is hit OK, and it will trigger a screen where you can select parts from your vendors and order parts. Tire is for those shops that have tire inventory. We're going to load that inventory within the system for you. You can compare tires, search for tires through these criteria here. My platform, you're not going to see tire inventory in here. It's not set up properly. But what it does do in the live environment is let's say you have 20 of a certain exact tire. It's going to recommend the tire that's been longest in your inventory. So you're always selling the most old inventory compared to the new. Next option is catalog. So catalog is pretty simple. Works like the direct hit program we have. I'm going to type in water pump. I'm going to click parts, and I'm going to click on the part I want. So let's say I want to go with water pump. Here is a demo version of what you'd see in a live environment. So some things are going to be off, like pricing, because it's not actually connected to a vendor's database. But let's say you primarily do business with AutoZone and your second vendor is O'Reilly. Then you have other vendors that you order parts from in the rare chance that you can't get those parts from those top two vendors. So what you'll see in a live environment is it's going to list all your top two guys first. So AutoZone first and what they have available, O'Reilly second and what they have available, then all your other vendors beneath them. Now, cool thing about this is it will substitute the need to have your vendor's websites pulled up. So it's going to have all your pricing, and even if you want to look at a live photo of what that looks like, you just click the camera icon, and it's going to give you a live illustration right there. I'm going to click Add, and I'm going to hit OK, and I'm going to do the same thing with labor. So all I'm going to do is going to click Labor, and let's say I want to go with main water pump. I'm going to put a quantity for the job. Our system uses Mitchell Epicor for its labor guide database. And I'm going to hit OK. And now I have three things on this ticket. Now, the other thing you can do to a ticket to populate it is go to Part, and you can add things from your part inventory onto the ticket as well. If you go to Service, this is where you can add a custom labor fee, a discount, comment line. Maybe you want to notate what the customer concern was when they came in. If you ever want to restructure how things appear on your ticket, there's this little anchor, and you can drag to move something's place within the ticket. So now this is at the top and everything else is at the bottom. Now, a few other things and options at the top here. Number one, a lot of shops are going to run different coupon specials, marketing campaigns. We can have them populate here, and the reason, so you can keep track of what method is effective for bringing customers into your door. Second, you can notate the mileage here. Right, I'm going to go with 100,000. And you can click on Maintenance Grid to pull up a standard maintenance schedule for the customer or plan. And you can hit Specs to load the fluid and capacities for the vehicle. Cool. Now, if I go to History, this is how you take advantage of the Carfax. So I can look at previous purchases, previous invoices, or I can go to Carfax History. If I hit OK, it's going to prompt if I want to print or not. If I don't want to print it, I just hit Cancel and give it 3 seconds. There, you have your Carfax service history. This is the added feature of our program. You're not charged in addition for access to this. Exit out of there. Now, if I save this as an estimate and go back into the ticket, so that's what I'm going to do. It's just asking me if I want to print this estimate. No. Now, if I go back into it, what we're going to see is more fields become available. And if we give it a couple seconds, we're going to start to see a Carfax button pop up. Some things that are different is you'll notice that this water pump is highlighted yellow. And that's because our system is smart enough to know that you need to pay attention to this. So we need to order this. So you have two options in the live environment for parts ordering. You can go to OPE order, where it's going to do your number one vendor and your secondary vendor, where you can check availability and order, mark it for delivery or pickup. Or you can go to OP screen, where you can click order, click yes to order. That's what triggers response for the part order from the vendor. And then this is at the top is strictly for notation purposes, because we already picked the vendor that we're going to order from on that previous screen where we have the camera icon. So this is for your notation purposes only. So let's just say it was advanced. Cool. Now, if I go back to it, it's still going to be highlighted yellow. It only will not be yellow after it's marked as received. So if I want to mark this as received, I go back into OP screen, click receive, and now it wants me to note a couple things. So number one, the invoice number, just making something up, and number two, the received quantity. So I ordered one, I need to make sure it's one, and my cost. So let's say I got it for $89. So our system has over 150 reports that you can run, and one of those reports entails profit margins, or you can look on that. You can look up profit margins on the ticket as well. So I'm just going to mark who in my shop received it. I'm just going to use this demo employee, Lewis Hamilton, and click save. A couple cool other features is I can hover over other options, and if you print labels, you can select a label to print, whether that be your next oil change, alignment, etc. And also you can click on details, and that's what's going to give you your profit margins. A text if you want to assign different jobs or parts of the tickets to different technicians. If I go to notify, this is how you trigger a text message to go to your customers after the job is marked as complete. So I'll put in my own number. You can also have it email your customer at the same time. This works the same way with future appointments. So you can schedule something out 3 months in advance and have it text your customer X amount of days before that appointment. Okay, cool. Now, if I go to complete, it's going to tell me I have an open sub-estimate for this customer. So it will give you the screen twice, just as a heads up to make sure you're not missing an opportunity to upsell your customer. But if I open sub-estimate just to show you what it looks like, you're going to see that it has a history of declined sub-estimates, and it's going to give you the date to the right. So maybe the customer says, last time I was here, which was October 10th, you recommended something. I want to go ahead and add that to the ticket. All you have to do is check those items and click Add Checked Items to RO. Now, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to cancel out of this. And once I hit it complete, you're going to see it in that sea green turquoise color that I was talking about earlier in the work in progress screen. Let's assign those again. Cool. Text was sent. Now, I actually received a text on my personal cell phone just now. It usually takes a couple seconds, and your customer is already on their way. Now I'm going to go back into the ticket here. And let's say the customer is facing us in the shop now. So we have a few options. We can revert back to an estimate to add more things to the ticket, or we can go to invoice. If we go to invoice here, it's going to tell us we have an open sub-estimate one more time. I'm going to bypass that by clicking continue. And here you have your payment screen. So we partner with First Mile Merchant Partners for using Direct Shop Elite as a POS system. If you don't have them as a merchant provider for credit card processing, that's fine. You just won't be able to use Direct Shop Elite as a all-in-one solution. But even then, there's a few things you can do to store information. So let's say the customer is paying with check. You'll see we have fields here to store a check number, driver's license information, authorization number, reference number, and so forth. If I do the same thing with the credit card, I go to manual credit card. I have the field here for license plate, credit card type, credit card number, and etc. You can even split up payments. So let's say the customer paid $200 in cash, and let's say they paid the rest on a MasterCard. Hit OK. It's going to ask if you want to print it or not. I'm going to say don't print. That's fine. And then now it's no longer in the progress screen here for open repairs. It's going to be under invoice. You'll see that this bar here has moved to 25%. That's because this is your daily tracker to your quota. So my target is 2,000 in the demo environment, and that ticket was $513, roughly 25% or a little bit over. So this is a nice, easy tracker of your progress. If you prefer a different schedule or calendar view, you can click on schedule, hit select, and here you have a personalized calendar, and you can customize this as well. So you can do by technician name, kind of how I have it set up right now, or you can do bay by bay or separated by job type. To show you what it looks like when you have something on your calendar, I'm going to go to September 24th, right? So when you have stuff on your calendar, what you can do is you can drag and drop, you can resize it, you can stretch it out for a longer period of time, you can double click it. It will give you more information about that ticket. And what you'll be able to do is actually assign a technician to it. And then you can even split this up as well. So let's say I assign this to myself and I split it, right? So it creates its own little tab. Cool. I'll save this and I'll exit out. A few other controls you have at the bottom here. You can do carry out. You can build to a national account. You can look at all outside purchases. You can single out this ticket you have highlighted at the top, or you can void it as well. Then you have this edit pay button that will work. Let's say I go back to that split payment and I wanted to change something. I can use this screen. You can also go to Quick Quote to build out a quote for customers that are just calling in. And a lot of customers will call in when they see the Carfax emails recommending services based on their mileage. And it will have your shop's information in that email. So maybe they call in asking how much a spark plug is or whatever. You can type in their first name, last name, phone number, click find, see if there's a duplicate record for this customer. So you know to be sensitive that this is someone that has spent money in your shop before. Now we'll go to the quick menu again. So a few other controls here. You have inventory. You can load inventory. You can do stock checks. Service items, again, that's the option we saw on the job repair ticket. Vendors, you can put vendors outside of parts ordering on this ticket. So like maybe a towing company or a collision shop that sublets work to you. You can receive parts without a purchase order. You can check outside purchases again. And line codes have to deal with inventory, and these are a bunch of controls that kind of predetermine how things are calculated within the system. Next is customers. So this is more for an accountant to use, not so much a technician, but this gives you advanced accounting controls. So maybe you want to put someone on a credit limit. You can do that. And maybe you have a net 30, net 60 term with a national or fleet account, and maybe they're over their net 30 or net 60 or net 90, and you want to put them on temporary hold. You can do that, and you can use account status to have a individualized balance sheet, if you will, on the terms of their payment. System files. So a few things here. You can set up your discounts. You can set up tax. Employees, it works on an authorization level from 0 to 10. So not every employee has the same controls an owner would. You can have hourly, commission, and you even have this area here to type in payroll information. Now, when you run a report, it will just tell you the hourly and commissions due. It's not going to have like tax withholding. Shop controls. So these are back-end settings. Obviously, you want to set up your basic shop information, your free Carfax account that's configured for you. And these are all the controls associated with our system with invoices and repairs. Maybe you want to enable job approval tracking, or maybe you want some of these fail-safes to be activated. Maybe you want sub-estimates to be deleted after 36 months and, the customer hasn't added it to a repair order. These are all controls. It gets pretty advanced, and we can set that up when we do a need analysis and interview with you as you sign up for Direct Shop Elite. So this has to do with accounting controls, and as we do a one-on-one training session with your accountant or you, we can go more in detail about how to use this or set this up for your shop. File locations, the main thing about Direct Shop Elite is that it must run on a Windows operating system, and then you want to have a decent amount of, gigs or RAM on your computer. And one computer acts as the host computer in your shop, in other words, it would be the brain of your system. And that's where all the other devices feed their information from. And that would mean it would be a great idea to back it up with an external hard drive in case that computer ever fails. And miscellaneous has to do with credit card processing. So again, we partner with First Mile. And if you're not interested in changing your credit card processing, that's fine. But if you do have First Mile, these are additional settings that we go into when we're setting up your program. Now, our program does integrate with QuickBooks, the desktop version, so you can run a report here. Or if you don't have QuickBooks and you have a different accounting software, and let's say you want to import information from this system into that, you can create an Excel file from any of these reports, or maybe you want to print it as a PDF. Now, other than that, this is a basic introduction to our program. You do have the ability to launch the Identifix Direct Hit program from the screen. You would just log in with your normal credentials, and you can go to Time Clock to clock in and out. Let me see if I remember what the password is for this. Yes, and your employee would click clock in, and you can use this as a time management as well. Other than that, once you sign up for Direct Shop Elite, we set up times to install the program with you and individualized training sessions with you so you're comfortable. And when you want to go live, that's when you start getting built for the program. So this is a basic overview of Direct Shop Elite. If you have any more questions, my contact information is going to be attached with this video, but this is just to give you a basic overview on how to navigate the platform and what all the buttons do. Okay, thank you for watching this video and have a great day.